Give everybody a few minutes here to log on. Going to be talking about the 2025 hunting season, kind of do a little recap. We'll talk about my first year in the kayak fishing adventures, some of the things I learned, what it's like being an adaptive outdoorsman, and what's coming up in 2026. Just kind of chill out here for just a minute and give people time to log on. Once you pop into the chat, just kind of give me a shout out. Let me know where you're from. See Scales and Tines made it on. Wade Life, good evening. Middle Tennessee. Awesome. I'm in Eastern Tennessee. Finally starting to get some warm weather here in Tennessee. How's the weather where you're at, Scales? I think we hit 65 degrees today. Everything's finally starting to thaw out. I think it's supposed to rain next couple of days, and then we're heading to mid 70s for next weekend. I think I'm finally going to have a weekend to do some kayak fishing. Pardon me, my eyesight is really horrible. Wisconsin Adrenaline Junkies. Hey, thanks for joining the chat. How's the weather in Wisconsin? There's GP Outdoors 1. Good evening. Yeah, we had good weather to fish today, but we had a fridge to go down, so we were trying to get all that done. That fridge went down last year, and I lost all of my deer meat. CJ Ray 21. Getting a little love from the wifey. As everybody's jumping on here, I'll just talk a little bit, try to watch the chat here. Just overlook me. This is my first live, so I expect there to be some growing pains for me. Yeah, I hear you, GP. We got a couple of days of pretty warm weather and rain on the way, but I'll take a couple rainy days over 15 degrees and snowing and all the lakes freezing over. So if you're jumping on, you don't know who I am. I am the Outdoor Amputee. I am an adaptive outdoorsman. A little backstory on me. I won't bore you too much. I'm a bilateral amputee. I was born with half a leg on the right side. I wear an above knee prosthesis. I've had a prosthesis since I was 1 year old. And on my left side, I was born with a foot that didn't have all the bones and only one bone in my lower leg. And as I got older and being really active, I had to come to a decision to have my leg amputated or wait till I got older. And I decided at the age of 15 to go ahead and have an amputation so I could heal and get back to living life. So I've literally worn prosthetic legs on both sides since the age of 15, and I am pushing almost 50 years old now. So it has been a lifelong journey for me. I do prosthetic legs for a living. So when I say adaptive outdoorsman, I know what it takes making prosthetic legs and what it really takes to get back in the outdoors. And that's kind of what I'm gearing my content to. So when I started YouTube, it was just fun for me to make hunting and fishing videos. And as I have started kayak fishing and really hunting a lot and focusing, I have noticed that there is a huge void in the outdoor industry with adaptability when it comes to hunting and kayak fishing. And I have scoured YouTube and researched about adaptability. You can find videos of people that do it, but there's no videos to help people adapt kayaks and in the hunting industry. So that's kind of what I'm gearing my content to is I am going to be doing a lot of content and recording and filming on what it takes to adapt the kayak for someone to be able to use it the best way to help people get back in the outdoors. That is my main focus. I'm not doing this for recognition, not doing it to be famous. I enjoy the outdoors. I enjoy hunting and fishing, and I want to see people back in the outdoors doing the same thing. So that is my mission with my channel. So if you got any questions, just drop them in the comments and I'll check them and answer them. You can ask me anything. If you know me, watch any of my content, I am a jokester. I love to joke around. I crack leg jokes about myself all the time. If you see a lot of my content, I make a lot of leg funny videos. That's just my personality. That's how I deal with being a bilateral amputee. And I find living life through humor is better than living life being boring. So you see my content, it's going to be funny. I have no problem with the leg jokes. Jan, I will butcher that name. Says, hello, I'm 13. Hello, thanks for jumping on the chat. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you watching. Wait life. 80 degrees Thursday. Yeah, you're getting in that middle Tennessee weather. It gets really warm quick out there. So quick recap of my 2025 hunting season. Don't know how many of you in the chat here are hunters, but I love hunting turkey, bear, deer. And 2025 was a trying time for me. The tags for Virginia were a little bit more expensive this year. And I did a little quick spot on one of my videos on that where I have my lifetime Virginia hunting license, and with my bear tag and my big game stamps for turkey and deer, by the time I got all three, it was over 200 and some dollars. Then I found out that I can just buy the out of state sportsman's to get the same exact thing for $100. So I'm just going to shelve the lifetime license and get my sportsman. But I saw a lot of deer this year. It wasn't a problem seeing deer. I just did not see any of the bucks that I was after. Got a really nice, I'd say 3 pushing 4 9-point on camera this year. And we just played cat and mouse all season. When I was at work, he would show up. When I showed up, he must be doing something else. But we played cat and mouse all season. And my first tag of the year was a doe that was missing the lower part of her leg. So after watching that deer pass by my blind, I hunted the rest for probably 4 or 5 hours. And when I left, she had bedded down behind me. And didn't run off. She just kind of scampered a little bit. And so I was walking back to the truck. She was just standing in the road. So at that point, I decided to do a little spot and stalk. And we had this little goose chase for 20, 35 minutes. And 40 yards, I was able to take my crossbow and get a good clean shot. She probably went 15, 20 yards. That was my first tag. And throughout the season, saw plenty of deer. I kind of pick and choose what I wanted to take. And I was trying to take older deer this year. And at season's end, that come back bite me. So no buck tags filled this year. And wound up filling 2 doe tags, and then got access to a property over in Tennessee, which had really nice buck pictures, but same situation when I was hunting. Bucks never showed up. And then can't spoil it because I got one more deer hunting episode coming out Tuesday. So it's the last day in Tennessee hunt. So if you want to see what happens there, it's pretty interesting. And if I say anything about that video, then you won't want to watch it. So can't do that. So if you want to watch Tuesday, you'll find out what happened in Tennessee. Let me look at the chat. Scales and tines. I appreciate that, man. I'm pretty authentic with my content. You don't see clickbait stuff with me. I'm just raw, and what you see is what you get. I show the good, show the bad. When I'm hunting, if there's mistakes, you're going to see it. If I'm fishing, if there's mistakes, you're going to see it. I'm not fluffing up my videos just to get people to click on it, then bail on me. So that's how I've always approached it, and that's how I always will. So a little rough around the edges, but to me, I think that's what makes good content. It's just you put it all out there. Let's see. I hear that Wade Life. Making sure I'm not missing anybody here. All right, so I'm going to kind of pivot here and talk about kayak fishing for a minute. So last year, I decided I really wanted to get into kayak fishing. So I did a lot of research trying to find what was the best stable kayak for a big guy. I think that's the time when I was looking. I'm 6'2". I was about 250, 260 then. And so I was wanting something really stable. Being an amputee, I know what it takes to find your balance point. And that was really important to me. It wasn't, at that time, it wasn't brands. It wasn't, having the flashiest kayak. I just wanted something to be safe and stable. And I researched and kept hearing the Vibe Shearwater 125. Watched videos and people were standing on it, and just hit up the old marketplace and wound up finding a 2021 Vibe Shearwater with a Bigsby motor, had the upgraded paddle, had a whole bunch of stuff with it. And I want to say it was $1,500 for I gave for the whole setup. And once I got my kayak, I went down to a little spot here we got close to home. And this little spot is a non-motor, so you can't have gas engines on this little body of water. So you can take electric, you can take kayak, John boat, as long as it's got an electric motor, you can use it on it. So my first trip, I didn't even take a fish pole. For me, that first trip was strictly learning my kayak. Had to figure out what it was going to take to balance, trying to find the first and second stability, know what my points that I shouldn't reach past would be. So that was my first kayak fishing trip. So after that, I just started fishing. And I have to say, it's probably the funnest fishing that I have ever done in my life. I fished off of banks, ponds, pontoons, bass boats. I had a bass boat and wound up selling it. And I have way more fun fishing from my kayak. To me, it's just more personal, down close to the water. To me, I have more freedom. It's funner. It's more challenging, especially, if you're a kayak fisherman, you got to watch the wind. You get any amount of wind, and all you're going to be doing is exercising the rest of the day. But the kayak fishing in 2025 taught me a lot. Is when you watch YouTube videos of people standing, a lot of times on specific boats, yes, bigger guys can stand on it, but they're on different platforms. When you're a bigger guy, it is a lot harder to stand on a kayak. And the thing that I found that was very hard for me to do is my seat has a little bit of a backward pitch, and I've got it as high as it'll go. And with prosthetic legs, it is impossible to generate standing power when you can't use the lower part of your legs. And that's the problem I was having. Is I can get in and out of the kayak easy. I can get out without getting my feet wet, my legs wet. I can get in without getting wet. I've developed my own system to do it, which I'm going to record and show this year. But trying to stand, I have found nearly impossible to do. And I figured if it's that hard for me to try to stand in a kayak with that much trouble, then standing up probably would not be that good on that specific platform. So I've reached out to a couple companies about trying to make something to go on my kayak. I don't want to give it away yet because I kind of want to get a feel for this and talk and see if it's something that can be done. But trying to make more of an assist to help you get up. And if I can get this fabricated, then I'm gonna try it. I'll probably try it in the pool first, a little bit more controlled environment, and do some documentation. So just reading, make sure I don't want to leave nobody behind here. So yeah, GP, my Vibe, I've got a strap on mine that's fixed to the front. But here's what I find: when you're 6'2", 220, and you're pulling on a strap, it's going to yank that bad boy out. Because just me sitting on the ground trying to get up, it is a hassle sometimes. It's not easy. I've done it all my life. It takes a lot of energy and exertion to get up. But on a kayak, you've got the wobble when you're moving around, and getting that stability as soon as you stand up, that's important for an amputee. And when I'm teaching people how to stand and take their first steps, it's basically the same thing. They've got to get their legs under them. And when you're standing up in a kayak, just that little bit of wobble, if you can't get your balance under you, then you're going to be taking a drink. So I'm going to figure it out, though. I'm the type of person that I can't stand to fail at stuff. So I 100%, if I fail, you'll see it on video. If there's anybody in the chat that has not seen a lot of my content, do you have any questions that relate to me adaptive outdoors, about my prosthetics, things I can and can't do, feel free to drop a comment. I promise you are not going to offend me. As you'll see this year, there's going to be plenty of bloopers. But I'm more comfortable when we're joking. My wife says her fear is getting the call that the legs are in the bottom of the lake. Well, luckily, the legs float. The dude may not float, but the legs float. So if you see a set of legs on the lake around, see if there's a big fat dude, bald dude It's got nubs sticking up out of the water, floating around, because that's probably going to be me. But yeah, I'll tell you a quick funny story about me. I've not talked about this at all on any of my content. So back when I was 21, I was probably 6 foot, 6'1" then, and I was pushing 300 pounds. I was in the worst shape of my life, and I had someone mention to me, I had kind of joked around about doing a tough man contest, and this someone kind of made a comment that I wouldn't be able to do it. So I had a buddy that was doing tough man contest, talked to him. I drove to Williamson, West Virginia when they had a tough man contest, and I paid $50 for my boxing license and entered a tough man contest. Now, I wore, if y'all could remember these, the button tear off pants where you just grab them, pop them off. And I wore those because I was afraid if they saw my legs, they wouldn't let me enter. And we got Drew for our fights, and I was trying to find the guy that I would be fighting that night, and I could not find him. Well, my fight wound up being like 11:30 at night, and I got called to the ring first. So I go in, and then they introduced this guy. He comes out, and when they introduced him as the 3-time defending champion in the heavyweight division. So my first ever go in a tough man contest was against the guy that had just won it 3 years in a row, and it did not end well. I thought 3 1-minute rounds would be a piece of cake. I thought I was having a stroke after the first round. And after the first round, my yellow tank top was solid red, straight down the middle. The referee come over and told me that he was going to stop the fight, and I told him he absolutely was not. So we'll go back out for the second round, and dude backs me up in the corner at the ropes, steps on my prosthetic foot, and I had no clue he stepped on it, and he is just wailing on me. And he hit me pretty good. Let's just say about knocked me out of my leg. I fell back, almost fell through the ropes. My leg almost come off. After the second round, the referee stopped the fight. I did not quit, though. The referee stopped the fight. And after the fight, I went over and took my pants off, had shorts on underneath. The dude was sitting over there and see me sitting with my prosthetic legs. He come over and apologized to me. And I asked him what he was apologizing for. And he's like, man, I didn't know you had prosthetic legs. I was like, dude, don't apologize to me, because if I would have kicked your hind end, I would have. So, but yeah, I paid $25 for the tape. So nobody ever believes me. I got the tape here to prove it. And I've got the surgery bill from my nose that I can also prove it. Let's see. Yes, GP, I wear PDF. I had one of the pull cord last year, but I upgraded, got a fishing vest for this year where I can put all my gadgets and doodads in it this year. So, yeah, I kind of upgraded my PDF because got more cameras, more things I'm taking on trips. We'll just have to see if it's going to be too hot to wear big vests like that. So I may revert back to my Coast Guard approved PDF. But yeah, I pretty much tell you, if my legs, if I do fall in, the legs will be an issue getting back in. And that's a video that I'm going to make this year, is especially for amputees. If you get out, and you can be as careful as you want to. But there'll probably come a time when you might turn your yak over or fall out, and you're going to have to figure out how to get back in. So I am going to do some videos on that to show what probably the easiest. And that's going to really depend on what type of kayak setup you got. So a lot of the other kayaks are heavy and you got to flip them over. You want gear to deal with, but um, I've got an adaptive series coming out this year. So it's going to cover hunting and fishing, kayak fishing. So if I got any adaptive people, I hate to use the word handicap. So, and I'm not talking people that have just lost prosthetic leg. If you've had knee replacements, back issues, and you're really limited in the outdoors, make sure you follow my series, The Adaptive Outdoorsman, because I'm going to cover a lot of content on how to simplify things in the outdoors. Because over the last 30 years, I have learned a lot. But the last year, since I've been filming, I've really focused more on paying attention and watching. And it's one reason why I wanted to start that. What would I do if I fell off in the lake? Well, for one, I'm going to blow my whistle as loud as I can and hope to God somebody's close by. Um, I will tell you this: I've made quite a few trips out, and I fished on South Houston Lake, which is pretty good sized lake, and I have fished out in the lake. I stay pretty close to coves because I really haven't ventured out too far, but I've hit some rough waters, and I will tell you that I have never felt like I was ever going to flip my boat. Um, Most people that kayak fish, when you lean over, that first stability kicks in. And when you go beyond that, you can feel the second stability hit. And I know that's my point right there. So that's kind of where I draw the line. I don't try to push boundaries past that because I know then you're more prone to teeter totter. And so I know my limits and I stay within those limits. I don't care if I'm losing equipment or not. To me, that's more important than dumping my yak and not being able to get back in. But I will figure that out. It'll be documented and everybody will get to see that. Make sure. I know GP Outdoors kayaks fish. Anybody else in the chat right now doing any kayak fishing? Just let me know. I forgot to ask. Can y'all hear me pretty good? Am I too loud? I'll just start rambling on. I will tell you the area that I'm in, we don't have a lot of demo days here where you can try things. You got to drive a really long way to find a place that does demo days to be able to. And usually, if they do have, it's just going to be specific brands. Um, so there's nothing close by to where you can try out different kayaks. So you really, as GP said, you really got to do your homework and don't rush it. Take your time and research. If you got buddies or you know people that kayak fish, the kayak fishing area, everybody seems to help everybody out pretty good. Everybody that I've talked to has been great. I've met some great people, talked to some great people. Um, GP's been one of them. We talk back and forth all the time. I've got another amputee. His name's Stormy. We've been talking for the last few weeks, and Stormy, me and Stormy's going to put something together. So if y'all know kayakers that are fishing, let them know we're going to start an online kayak fishing tournament. It's going to be free this year. It's not going to cost anything. It's just going to be bragging rights, but it's going to be for adaptive anglers. So stay tuned. We're going to get that going. I'm waiting on Stormy to get to the point where he can get in his kayak and start hitting the water, and then we're going to get that up and going. And that series is just mainly for the adaptive kayak anglers. We want to see how many people that we can get involved and try to build a community. That way we can try to grow this thing and help each other out. Just trying to skim here, make sure we're not missing nothing. So got a cool video coming out next couple weeks. Last week I had the opportunity to go to Nocqua up at their headquarters and meet with Billy and Heidi and the team there. I'm telling you, man, those are some awesome people. Just great down to earth people. They've got the battery and kayak light market locked down. They know what they're doing. And it was just fun getting to spend a day with them, seeing the process and hearing about how Nocqua started and from where they started to where they're at now. So I'm gonna do a video in a couple weeks, getting ready to build my kayak out. So when I was up there, I got some stuff for my kayak. So we're gonna be doing some battery and light upgrades. And cool little thing that I found out, I can't give too much away because it'll be in my video, but it's going to be very, very simple. You are not going to need a degree in wiring to be able to get your kayak looking spiffy with some batteries and lights. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that video because I'm about to do some cool stuff. I can't believe we haven't had somebody crack a leg joke yet besides my wife. I promise you, y'all not going to hurt my feelings. I forgot to mention earlier when I was talking about researching my kayak. So when I found my kayak, I had reached out to Vibe Kayaks and had talked to the guy that was over the pro staff at that time, and they offered me a position as pro staff to come on. So that is how my journey with the Vibe Kayak started. So I am closing in on a year as a Vibe field staff pro staffer. So my son, he also has Vibe Shearwater 125. We had the Sea Ghost, but he wanted pedal drive, and the Sea Ghost does not take a pedal drive. So we sold the Sea Ghost and got a Shearwater. So he's got, we found one on Marketplace that was a killer deal. It had the X drive, come with a Wizard anchor, upgraded rudder, carbon fiber paddle. Like his come decked out. Wound up getting his cheaper than mine, and his is newer. Doesn't even look like it's been in the water. So we'll be doing some fishing trips this year, and I'm trying to talk my wife into going fishing and to bribe her. See if I can do this without breaking everything. I went and got her own rig today. So yeah, I bought her a pole. she gets tired of fishing, she can take the Kindle and read on the Kindle and suntan while I get all stinky fishing. OGP, use my bipod, my leg as a bipod. Yeah, that's a good thing about prosthetic legs is you can use them for anything. You can use them for, as some people did once before at a party we went to, a beer funnel. Don't ask me why, but they jerked it off and used it. You can use it as a bipod. You can use it as billy club if you need to. The only downfall if you pull it off to start swinging, it's like a one-legged man in a butt kicking contest. I ain't going nowhere. But I got a little funny short coming out about my leg, so it'll be coming out tomorrow. You'll definitely want to watch it. I don't know. All I know is I can pull mine. I can pull mine off and kick my own hind end. So yeah, I'll talk about this year. We're doing the KBF Greenhorn Series. I wanted to do some competitive kayak fishing this year, but I did not really want to travel a lot until I get a good solid year under my belt kayak fishing. So we're going to do the Greenhorn Series, and I'm doing a local Tri-Cities kayak angler. Did not get my lights put on, missed the opening round this weekend, and looks like they had a good time. Congratulations to those guys yesterday. So this coming weekend, I'll at least get a good day in or two for the Greenhorn Series. And if you are kayak fishing, make sure you wear your PDF. It's simple. I mean, you want to come home at the end of the day, and something as simple as a PDF can get you there. I know they get hot. I know sometimes they're aggravating. I'd rather be a little hot and aggravated than not make it home. So make sure you wear your PDF. And if you don't wear your PDF, I am not sharing your content. That's a pledge we took. No wear, no share. You'll see the sticker on my rig. So if you ain't wearing your PDF, I can't share your content. Not saying that I don't like you, but it's just what we're trying to do. Trying to make sure every angler comes home at the end of the day. The KBF Greenhorn is an online deal. To my knowledge. Better be anyway. Just kind of look through the chat here, make sure I've not left anybody out. Appreciate everybody that's still here. So basically on the Greenhorn Series, you if you want to sign up for the Greenhorn and you've never done a kayak series before, you are going to go to KBF and you are going to register. I think it's $75 for the Greenhorn Series. And it's when you're going to download the Fishing Chaos app. And you're going to register for the Greenhorn Series. And that series, there's no additional charges to fish that series. You're just paying for the $75 membership fee. And when you register, you're going to get a free catch board. You'll get a code. You go to catch, and you put in your code, and they're going to ship it to you for free. You're also going to get some discount codes. So that in itself almost pays for your membership fee. And when you go fishing, you're going to buy your ticket for the month, for that next month. So like yesterday, you had to go into the KBF on Fish Chaos, get your ticket. When I say purchase, it was free for the Greenhorn, and you register for this month. And when you go fishing, you're going to use the KBF identifier. And I've got one up here that I'll show you. That is the official KBF identifier. If you do not have that, your fish don't count. And so you're going to put the identifier you get for that month on here. And when you catch fish, you are going to do a catch photo release. So there is no meeting at a boat ramp, dock, anywhere. You're going to make sure this is visible where your fish is. And you're going to take a picture of the fish. And fish has got to be facing left to right. You put the mouth closed up against the butt end, and you want to make sure you take a good picture. And you want your identifier in the background so you can see. And then you're going to take a video of you releasing the fish. And good rule of thumb from everybody that I have watched videos on and talked to, take multiple pictures. If you take one picture and it's a crappy picture, and you got the video, well, guess what? If you just caught a tank of a fish and you got a horrible picture, it may not count. So take multiple pictures. Make sure that you are getting good pictures of your fish on the board, because you can always delete them when you're done for the day. And make sure you're getting a good release of the fish. And you do that all month long. That's in the month. They tally up who has the longest inches. There's your winner. And so if you've never done a series before, check out the Greenhorn Series. I'm looking forward to it. I had to miss the whole first month because we've had nothing but horrible weather here. Oh, yeah, let me talk about this. So, on KBF's website, you can go there and you can download these cards, print them out. You can buy a plastic sleeve. But if you want something that looks like this, Steve at Trash Panda Decals makes these 10 custom identifiers. And my man is on fire making these. These is the custom version, and you can put your sponsors right down through here. Whatever you want on there, you send it to him, tell him what you're wanting. He'll send you a proof. And so when I emailed Steve to tell him what my vision was, this is what he sent me. And I will say it was way better than I was expecting. When he sent me the proof, I was like, print it. Perfect. That is straight fire. And I can tell you right now, seeing it on a camera just does not do it justice. But you can also see, this is a spare one I had, because on the first print, he forgot to print off my no wear, no share. So it is on this one. So I just use this one as spare. So just to show you, that one's got my no wear, no share. And he's a good dude. He even wrote me a little personal note on here. So I highly, 1,000% recommend, if you want to take your identifier up a notch, check out Steve at Trash Panda Decals. He's got my business as long as he's doing it. Let's see here. So I know I touched on this a little bit earlier, but the reason I do this is hang on a second. So how did you and your family do deer hunting this year? Well, put it this way, GP. Between Tennessee and Virginia, I had 9 deer tags and 1 bear tag. And I have 7 deer tags left and 1 bear tag left. The thing about Virginia is you get your license July. It only runs till June or July of the following year. So, like, if you buy your license in September and you don't fill a tag at the end of the season, then those tags do not run over to the next hunting season. You got to get them in June or July or anytime after that before you go hunting. Now, in Tennessee, it's different. You get your tags, let's say in December. 2 years ago, I got my buddy let me hunt on a piece of his property, and I bought my tags in December, right toward the end of December, and got to hunt one day, didn't get a tag. But my tags were good until the following December. So if I would have filled some tags in the first part of the hunting season, I wouldn't have had to buy my license again until the end of December. So, which Virginia was like that, but they're not. They got some really, really weird rules. In Virginia, the county I hunt in, there's no baiting, no minerals, nothing. It is basically boots, fake feet on the ground, doing your scouting. Now in Tennessee this year, you can buy a baiting permit. So you can use corn starting in Tennessee this year. The landowner can buy a ticket and you can use corn. So won't ever happen in Virginia in certain areas. I can promise you that. But yeah, the main reason I do my content is now it's to help people. I really enjoy doing social media and YouTube. I know it sounds crazy, but there's a crazy part of me that likes video editing because I get to learn how to do cuts, B roll, A roll. Looking back at my first videos that I done, I can't even believe that I even uploaded some of those because they were really horrible. But getting to see a time frame of where you started to your transition, um, it's appreciate. I appreciate it. So, now I can sit down and edit a typical hunting video in hardly no time. When I get a lot of files, I try to cut out some of the garbage because you got a lot of dead time in hunting, but I kind of enjoy it. So I know some people hate it, but to me, I think when you start mastering how to edit your own content, then you get to start dialing it in a little bit better. But I mean, I have no problem being on camera. I'll talk to the public every day. That's all I do is talk. When you do prosthetic legs for a living, making custom braces for patients, I talk to doctors, therapists, and literally from 8:30 in the morning until the time I leave at 5 o'clock, I'm talking all day long. So I have no problem being on the camera talking. I'm not gonna lie. I was terrified doing my first live tonight because I was like, I will literally blow through everything and I'll just sit here and have dead silence and people will just think I'm a moron. Yeah, GP. I use CapCut a lot. Um, so if you're just starting to edit videos, if you got an iPhone, iMovie is on your iPhone. It's a simple video editing software. It's nothing fancy. You can absolutely edit long form videos. That's how I started when my son races motocross, and I would just take pictures and videos all weekend long of him racing, and I would just upload them into iMovie and just make movies, and did that so he could watch them and have them look back on. So free on your iPhone, you don't have to pay for nothing. CapCut, you can download the free version, and with the free version, you can do everything you want to do. Um, there's a paid version where you get more stuff in the program. You get more stickers, um, just stuff to make your videos better. I've got the pro version. It's not that expensive, um, but I'm going to be switching at some point to Final Cut Pro because I want to do a little bit different stuff on my videos. And I find at times CapCut feels like it's in its own world when you're trying to do stuff, but it gets the job done. If the last year, every single video that you see on my YouTube channel is done strictly by CapCut, whether that's a short or a long form video. CapCut will get the job done. Like I said, it free version. I think it's $79, $99 a year for the paid version. It's really not expensive. But the better your computer is, the better the editing goes. The only thing I like about CapCut is when you're working on these videos, it's the off storage that it does. So when you save a video, it kind of chunks those out in spots, and you can eat up your hard drive in a heartbeat. And I'll tell you, if you're going to be creating content all the time, you better have plenty of hard drives at the fingertips because you will use up space like you would not believe. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. I like filming. I think I aggravate my family half the time because I'm all time making funny AI videos. If you see most of them, it's usually something dramatic, my leg flying off or this or that. I just think it's funny. And what better way to create a 10-second video that you can just upload to make somebody laugh, give them a little giggle, and literally it's just a text I put in to make it happen. So, yeah, I talked to my wife about this a lot, and a couple other people. And I've just been really bothered about the lack of adaptability in the outdoor segment. And, you know, when I started filming, my main goal was to monetize. Like, I watched people videos and they talk about They make a good living, this and that. And when really started pushing, that was my goal. I was like, I really want to monetize. I want to make it big. Want to be able to retire just filming and getting paid to do it. And then I have been burdened heavily by my content or of the lack of adaptability. And I see the need there because when I research something that I'm trying to figure out and I can't find the video, then 10, 15, 20 other people that are looking for the same thing can't find it and may give up. And that really bothered me. So that's why I've had a little bit of a shift. I'm still going to make hunting and fishing videos. Don't get me wrong. For the people who follow me, you're not going to stop seeing that content because I appreciate your support. So, and I enjoy hunting and fishing. So I'm going to make hunting and fishing videos. But I'm burdened to make content to help adaptive people. And it's going to be a big focus for me is trying to help these people. I know what the struggle is. I've battled depression from surgeries and setbacks, and I've got two herniated discs in my back and my neck, and my hips are unlevel. Just found out last year that my left hip, which is on the best leg I've got, my below the knee, I found out my hip is bone on bone. It's shot. Basically, I've got the hip of almost an 80-year-old, and I know the clock is ticking, and I have got to enjoy it as much as I can, as long as I can, because I know there will come a day that it's going to be hard to do. TFK Real. I have an idea of a fun video we could do in collab. Hi, I'm open. All ears. Don't worry about being late. I'm glad you're here. I just been rambling on. Me and GP Tynes. Tynes, you still on here? He may have jumped off. Sorry, got to wet the palette here. Sup, Stormy? I talked about you earlier. I was talking about me and you've been having some conversations about the Adaptive Kayak Series. We're going to get going. Fake legs and bass. That's where it's at. If anybody doesn't have prosthetic legs and wants to enter this tournament, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to take your leg off. I'm not certified, but I'll do it for free. Don't worry, Stormy. You can go back and catch it. It'll be live on the channel. Who we got left in here? I know we got Stormy. GP, you still in here? I may do that, GP. I'm trying to network with well, really whoever wants to network, but I'm really wanting to connect with adaptive outdoorsmen, hunting, fishing, whatever. Um, I've got probably 5 people when I start my podcast that will be more in the adaptive line, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to start my podcast. Is I kind of wanted it to be a podcast where we do hunting episodes, kayak fishing, fishing episodes, but put a spotlight on adaptive. And when I say adaptive, that is not strictly prosthetic on my podcast. These are going to be open for veterans, mental health. Mental health is sometimes way bigger than having your leg removed. And sometimes people need to hear those conversations. And if they're open to talking about it, I'm open to do it because I find talking about things helps. It's when you bottle it up and you just can't release it, makes it a lot tougher. Yeah, GP, remember, uh, send me a reminder to look at him. Uh, when I wrap this up, I've almost got Stormy's 3D print box done. I think I should have that done by midday tomorrow. So that's going good. Oh, Jules. Yeah, I think my bingo braid is supposed to be here next week. I'm hoping so because I've got a couple of new reels that are naked and they need some lovely bright bingo life, bingo braid line on them. So I'll be happy when that comes. Hurricane fishing. What's up, brother? How's it going? Doing good here. We had a beautiful day today. Yeah, I was just talking about the bingo life. Can't wait to get these bad boys spooled up. I'm hoping they come by the weekend because this dude's going fishing this weekend, preferably in a kayak. But I'll take a bank if I have to. I gotta get a worm in the water. Plus, I got some new baits to try out. Foursever Lures. I got some baits for him, and he sent me some extra baits. And I am ready to check these things. These are some sweet custom homemade baits. So I'll be showing you some of these, some of the fishing content that I'm doing. Oh, absolutely, Julian. I know who you are. Appreciate you jumping on, supporting tonight. I appreciate everybody that supports the channel and especially supporting the live tonight. It's my first one. So hopefully it's not too bad. We just been talking about hunting season, some kayak fishing, and some adaptive content. Oh yeah, I saw your post on the 2 first place finishes. That is good. I'm excited to get that in and get some spools going. $20, I'll give you a like. You mean a box of plastic printed parts? Don't give me a like. I think I can hear my printer going in there now. Hang on. I might have to hit stop on the printer. Nah, they look sweet. I've got to on these rods that are printing, for some reason where they adhere to the printer bed, the bottom part where it's sticking, I got to go through and clean them up. So the one part is going to look a little rough on the edges, literally, but it'll thread on, I promise you. Just make sure if you're doing any videos, turn it to the good side. Oh yeah, I've got tracking details. It just has to update it over the weekend. More Crisco. But yeah, I've used my 3D printer mainly for printing just whatever I really wanted to. Pop tab openers for cans, chapstick holders, like the little Stanley chapstick holders. I did some Marvel um, prints. No, I didn't sell them. These are in my office. But the last couple of weeks, I've been printing some like little fishing tackle boxes, trying to customize them with people's names or channel and do a little fish outline on them. So they're not super big. I call them more the personal go-to boxes. Probably about that long, that wide, and just enough where you can just kind of stow and go and have you 5 or 6 best favorite lures right at your fingertips. And I'll be on a podcast Tuesday. You don't want to miss it. I got a really cool shirt for this podcast. You know my deranged sense of humor. I like to wear funny shirts. And of course, it's leg cracking joke type. Track mount trash can would be great. Yeah, I just saw the one that Yak Attack come out with. Um, my problem with some of mine is the printer I got does a lot of PLA and PETG. Some of these materials need for like seat risers and other things, you need TPU and some higher grade, stronger materials that my printer just will not print. So I'm kind of limited. I did make seat risers for my son's Sea Ghost when we had it, and it did work. But I covered it up with cover, and I think from the sun, the heat, these things pretty much melted. So PLA is not a high heat material to last good. But I'll see what I can find out, Stormy. I'll see if I can come up with something that might work. And if I do, I'll make sure you get one. If you got a question, like I said earlier, you ain't going to embarrass me. I crack leg jokes. I live leg jokes. If there's something specific you want to know, drop it right down there. I'll answer it. I don't want to give all my funny stories out on my first live, so I got quite a few leg stories, leg jokes. So I probably got enough. I could just do leg jokes for multiple lives. After 47 years, you accumulate quite a bit. So, Julian, what is your most preferred method of fishing? Boat, kayak, bank, dock. What's your go-to? If anybody's wondering, let me grab this real fast. So I've got to give a shout out to my man Roy at USA Kayak Fishing Magazine. He did a little write up on me and published it in his digital magazine, and I printed it out. And I have to say that is probably one of the nicest things that I've had somebody do for me. And Roy really showed in that article exactly who I am. So I cannot say enough my appreciation for Roy for including me in his magazine and bringing me into the community. So much love to Roy. Yeah, Roy is good people. I have um, I've got quite a few people that I communicate with, if not daily, almost every day. So, um, Southwest Indiana Outdoors, we've talked some. Roy, I've got Stormy here, Julian, um, Greg, GP, Cody. Uh, got a good network here. We talk about hunting, fishing, really just about whatever. I have I have no issues talking about whatever. Like we went out today and had some fun in academy sports. I'll film anywhere unless they kick me out. But I was in there making funny shorts, and we were with some friends, and their little boy was walking around and found a mannequin that had clothes on it, and he was saying it was his girlfriend. And I was telling him that I said, "Hey, look, that mannequin's got legs like me," and he said, "No." I went over there and picked on mannequin's leg, and it was hard, and I picked on my leg, and he looked at me like, "Are you serious?" And one of the workers was there dying laughing, and people in the aisle beside of us were laughing. That's how I roll when I go out. I figure if you can't have fun and live life, what's the point? All right, guys, it is 9:14. We've been on for about an hour 15 minutes. I'm gonna wrap this up. I appreciate every single one of you joining on, support me. If you don't mind, if you're not a follower of the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. We'll have some really cool lives and some really cool podcasts coming up. And like I said, really cool fishing content this year and some adaptive series content. So you definitely don't want to miss out. And if you know someone in the outdoor adaptive segment, tell them to hit me up because I'm going to have some stuff that they will probably like. So I'm going to jump off here. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.